Good morning, Mr. Tyler. Going down?
Greetings and welcome back to Old Drunken Discography. Hopefully you've been here the entire time with us talking about Aerosmith. We are up to 1989. I am Jason. That's Bill.
Hi. Apparently
That's-
you hear everything I say.
That's Tim.
That's me.
And that's Brian.
And that's Jason.
I said I was Jason.
Okay, well, I'm just reiterating.
And he's Jason.
And I'm Jason.
And Jason.
And we're talking Pump. 1989. It's Tim's turn to start.
Yeah, okay. So this was the album I definitely got into them on. This was the one I had, one of my first cassettes. Started really listening to MTV at the time, so they were obviously stalwarts there. The songwriting teams are back. We've got Jim Valance coming back, helping out with Young Lust to start the album out. And he also helps out on The Other Side, which was a single. And and then Desmond Child steps in on FINE and What It Takes, which I can't remember if that was a single or not. Going back through this album, I definitely know that, like, I remember that song. It could be just because I had the tape. It was?
A single, yeah.
Okay, yeah. And then speaking of singles, the other two that, so both of those singles worked for me. Love in an Elevator, much like Dude Looks Like a Lady, I think it's held up pretty well. Like, it still works for me. Janie's Got a Gun, like, I don't know if that one works for me. I can listen to it and be like, no, this is a really good recording. The songwriting's really good. Like, the effects are cool. Like, it's pretty good. But, man, they did play that song to death back in 89, 90. And I don't know if I'm ready to hear it again.
I'd say even past that. I remember that being on MTV for a while. Yeah, years.
Yeah. And then going through the other non-singles, like Monkey on My Back's pretty good. Little intro songs like Water Song into Janie's Got a Gun. I feel like that's like a thing where back in the 70s, people would add intro titles because the more titles on an album sleeve, the more they got royalties. So, like, you know, that's why people are naming different parts of the song and stuff so they can make more money. And I feel like there's a little bit of that going on there. Because, I mean, what's Water Song, right?
I have no idea.
Dulcimer Stomp at least feels different than The Other Side, which was subject to a lawsuit. That's just why Holland Dozier Holland are also listed as songwriters there. You know, they can't all be like Ed Sheeran and say, nope, it's original. My Girl's okay. Don't Get Mad, Get Even is okay. It's interesting because there's another album that came out in 1989 that also has Steven Tyler on it called Motley Crue's Dr. Feelgood. And they had a song on that album called Don't Go Away Mad, Just Go Away. So I feel like maybe there was a thing going on in the industry around that time where people were sharing songs. I don't know. I feel like this album is pretty good, though. Like, I know the Permanent Vacation put them back on the map popularity-wise, and Done With Mirrors was supposed to be the comeback album. But I feel like this is the one that really harkens back to some of their best stuff in the 70s. This thing's got energy throughout the whole thing. The production is great. The songwriting, I mean, yeah, you got Desmond Child, but this is the height of his career. He's coming up with all kinds of hits in the late 80s. You know, Little Mountain Sound up in Vancouver is where they recorded it. and that studio always has a great sound. A lot of great albums came out of that. So, yeah, I think this one's and I'm going to say this is the best cover they've had so far.
I can get behind that.
Yeah, I could too.
Yeah, no, this is I have a soft spot for this one, even more than Permanent Vacation, I would say. And then, yeah, revisiting both of those albums here in the last week. Like, this one holds up really good. There's a nice energy to it.
Actually, I like Toys in the Attic's cover better. I forgot about that one.
Okay.
Like this one's a close second though behind it.
I like
Yeah,
the color. I like the
I
color
could see
scheme
that.
of this one. I like the purple black color scheme.
Yeah.
I just like how it's very suggestive with the song, with the album title. A lot of different meanings you can get from all of that.
Yeah, he was firing on all cylinders with his innuendos on this one.
Yeah.
What? Going down?
F-I-N-E.
What it takes.
What about you, Brian? What do you think of Pump?
All right. Young Lust, I thought was a pretty good opener. As good as you can expect for an Aerosmith album. I really like this era of Aerosmith. I did think the innuendos were a bit on the nose for the whole album, but F.I.N.E. Thought it was aggressive. It kept the energy going, had a good rhythm. Love It in Elevator. The entendre still really on the nose here, but awesome guitar tone, cool riffs. Really matched with the times, I think. The breakdown middle part was really cool. Monkey on My Back had a really cool vocal intro, I thought. I'm a sucker for a good intro, whether it's its own track or not. Big Fat Drums had this like pedal tone going to the drums. The pianos and driving bass line has kept the fun going. Water Song, Jane Has Got a Gun. I thought it was a fantastic way to intro the song. Very dark themes, cool guitar work. It was predictable song structure, but really good storytelling lyrics. I still put the song on my playlists, and I still think it's a really good song. Really held up. The Other Side, Dulcimer Stomp, The Other Side, my favorite track from the album by far. Good album, but that's a great song. Had like a really bluesy yet 80s rock sensibility to it. I really loved the way the vocals went, especially in the verses. I thought it was really good. I'd like to hear more about that lawsuit you mentioned for the songwriting credit. So I can get kind of educated on that. But this, The Other Side,
Standing
is a
in the
fantastic
Shadows
song.
of Love.
Well,
Say what?
it wasn't for The Other Side. It was for Dulcimer Stomp, right?
Oh, just the
No, it's
Dulcimer
the
Stomp
other
part?
side.
Oh, is it The Other
It's
Side?
the same. It's the same rhythmic structure as Standing in the Shadows of Love.
Oh,
The
okay.
vocal or the guitar?
Like the whole song.
Oh, okay, I'll have to check that out. See, My Girl, it sounded like earlier Aerosmith songs, but dressed up like the first part of this record. Good change in tone for the album at this point. Kind of has a bit more of a major key sound to me. Don't Get Mad, Get Even. I thought it had another cool intro to this song. Sounds like an attempt to get back to that gritty blues rock, but it kind of came up a little short on that end. Voodoo Medicine Man really hit the mark for me with the blues rock grittiness. Thought it had some really good guitar parts. Would definitely continue to go back and put this track on for that reason. What It Takes, I felt like it was a really good return to form for that big ballad that they just come off having. I thought it was a good way to put toward the end of the album. I'll be honest, I really like the Aerosmith rock ballads, and I think this is kind of up there with the best of them.
All right. I'll go next. I have a soft spot for Pump too. That trilogy of Geffen records, just something about them. Young Lust comes out swinging. I feel like this is where they really start to hit their stride in the 80s, at 1989.
Yeah.
F.I.N.E., fucked up, insecure, neurotic, and emotional. only one of the 2 Desmond Child written songs on the record, and it kicks ass. It sounds a lot more rawer than Permanent Vacation, and you gotta laugh at the "ain't got no rubbers, now it's rain all the time, honey" part. Going Down, Love in an Elevator. It's a Tyler Perry song. I think it still holds up. Musically, those choruses are really good. Joey kind of steals the show on it. Great guitar solos. Monkey on My Back, I love it. Could be a top song contender as well. Another Tyler Perry song. The opening line, "Fortune teller, look into my eyeballs," though. Who says "look into my eyeballs"? That's just weird. And is this the first
We are
time?
talking about Steven Tyler.
Yeah, it's just a weird lyrical. I don't know. Is this the first time he says "fucking" in a song?
I don't think so. It might be, though, but I think I've heard it before.
I don't know.
I think we got one on the 70s.
Maybe. Let us know down below. When's the first time Steven Tyler said "fuck" on a record?
Remember, like, subscribe, and share so we can actually get out and have people, because YouTube algorithm does not like us.
That's right. Water Song, Jamie's Got a Gun. I think it still holds up. They did play the shit out of it back in the day, but I think it stands out among its contemporaries from a lyrical perspective. And I love the underwater feeling of the song. The strings are great. The whole thing is just like composed really well. Dulcimer Stomp, Other Side. I like all the little weird intros and interludes that Pump has. They aren't jarring, and they give the album like a flow, which is always nice. The Other Side is a top song contender as well. All the singles from Pump are so much better than any of the singles from Permanent Vacation for me, and even some of the Get a Grip ones. My Girl, the album doesn't slouch on the back half. You got 2 back-to-back Tyler Perry songs with this and Don't Get Mad. My Girl's probably my low point, but I still like it. It's got like an early Beatles feel to it. And Don't Get Mad, Get Even. This is another one that reminds me of beating Cowboy's ass in Street Fighter or TMNT Tournament Fighters, you know. I'd beat his ass and he'd get mad, and I'd say, "Don't get mad, get even." I'd sing it to him, and that would just get him even madder. Kind of starts out with a Hangman Jury bluesy feel, which works as a little interlude. Hoodoo Voodoo Medicine Man got quite a few good one-liners on it. The lyrics and delivery are pretty damn good. And What It Takes, the far superior Aerosmith ballad. Angel Ain't Got Nothing on it. Every Rose Has a Thorn ain't got nothing on it. You Don't Know What You Got Till You Gone got nothing on it. I would say this is probably my favorite closing track in the discography. How he takes the FINE phrase and flips it, like flips the meaning of it from the song to this is pretty clever. I think it's some of his best singing in the discography. And I like the hidden track. It's short, it's fun, and it kind of ties in with how the B-side started with Dulcimer Stomp. So I like Pump. I got nothing bad to say about Pump.
You know, I almost wish that we had gone back and forth through this one.
Ooh. We get into that time
It's always
in the
classic when
discography.
you do.
It's always a fun time in the discography when we get to that point.
All right. Young Lust. Fast-paced, solid intro. Great intro. I liked it. FINE Fine. Solid follow-up. Definitely, you know, getting to that 90s Aerosmith radio type sound that we're going to hear and we're hearing now in this album. That I feel like they kind of carry over, especially into the next one. And they tried to carry it over into subsequent albums as well, but we'll get to those. Going Down, Love in an Elevator. I love the callbacks. I love how they do that whole spoken intro with it. Not a single bad thing I can actually say about that song. Monkey on My Back. For whatever reason, I was thinking of Monkey Business by Skid Row initially, and I'm like, oh wait, that's not this song. Hold on, I gotta remember what song I'm about to listen to. And it made me sad.
Yeah, I think Monkey Business might be a little better.
Just a little bit. It's good. I ain't gonna say the phrase I usually say when we got Monkey in the
I was
title.
gonna say, man, I was about to say you about to make me sad if you don't do it.
This song, It's not worth it.
Come
Just
on,
a-
man. You know you got that demon monkey on your back. You know he's
No,
on your back.
no, not
You know that-
really.
No
But you know what?
vampire
Janie's
monkey
got-
pumping out, huh?
Hey, Janie's got a gun. Slower pace, but I love like the tempo changes and how it kind of flows and everything else in it. Other side, Janie's better younger brother, I like to say, when you look at the songs back to back. It's the guitar solo also that occurs in it, I thought was pretty decent. And yeah, I actually, for me, other side's definitely a top song contender. I'm looking at these middle stretch here. My Girl, it's an okay follow up. I'm not super huge fan of it. Um, just can't even read my notes, but yeah, not a super huge fan of it. Don't Get Mad. All right, we're back to kind of like a stomp beat, almost slower, but it's meh. I don't know. It happened. Hoodoo Voodoo Medicine Man. Nature sounds at the start? Okay. Different. But it's got a lot more energy. My negative with it is nothing stood out. Like it was very not monochromatic, but like trichromatic song. There was maybe 3 colors playing out in that song. And then you finish with What It Takes, which is definitely the best closer in the whole discography, and that's a damn good song. I don't know if it's better than Don't Know What You Got.
Yeah, it is.
But it's
I think
good.
it is.
I don't think it is.
I think we need to do a special week where we do best hidden tracks and best ballads.
Oh, we all know what my best hidden track's gonna be. It's only one hidden track that is far above the rest.
Verse, chorus, verse on the No Alternative compilation.
No.
I Got You, Babe, with Beavis and Butthead singing.
Don't
Beavis
worry.
and Cher.
I'll give you a hint. I believe, yeah, it should be. It's on an album that's in the Meat Grinder.
The the Let's Get Physical on Wish.
Don't worry about it. We'll get there. It's coming. Yeah,
Alright.
that's my thoughts on Pump.
And now we just gotta rank it.
Put it in
Who gets the
the
pleasure to rank it? Is it
meat
Tim?
grinder. Yep, it's Tim's turn.
Are we back around to me?
Yep, because I
Okay.
did permanent.
Huh. Well, I think Brian's gonna have it above Permanent Vacation.
Before permanent vacation? Yeah,
Yeah, like in 4th place.
correct. That's actually good guess.
Okay.
You said 4th place?
Yes, Pump is 4.
Yeah, so flip those two. Yeah. I think Bill is actually going to do the same thing.
That is
4th
incorrect.
place. Incorrect. Okay. Then I think it's going to move down. I think you're going to go into 5th place with it.
Wrong way.
Oh, okay. 3rd.
Getting warmer.
Oh.
Wow.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, okay. You think it's better than Rocks? Do you think it's better than Toys in the Attic?
I think it's better than Toys in the Attic.
Wow, you're going number 1 with it. I respect that because I'm going to guess that Tim has it at number 2. And
Yeah, I was
I think
worried
I'm
I
going
was
to be
gonna
correct.
alone.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
You don't know about it being that high or me being alone?
I don't know if Tim's going to put it number 2 there. I think Tim guessed wrong.
No, actually, you're right. I think it's going to move down to number 3.
Oh, God.
Really? I was
I am going to
joking.
call Mulligan on that.
I was
I'm
joking.
going to call Mulligan on that.
Look at them
Yeah.
toys in the attic lining
Yeah,
up.
Toys in the Attic is too good. And then I think Jason is going to have it. I think Jason's going to go 3rd with it.
You are correct.
Yes. 3 out of 4. I'll take it.
I thought you for sure would have had it at number 5, Jason.
Oh, hell no. Pump feels like a cohesive album. It feels like
It does.
a complete package almost for Aerosmith.
The only thing keeping it out of my top 3 was it's the entendres were so on the nose, like it was just like almost like it wasn't even. I guess I just don't like that as much. Like it was just a bit too direct. But it's a fun album, and you're right. It's very cohesive. It definitely sounds like very deliberate track ordering. Production's very consistent.
They put thought into this album. Like I don't know. It feels it's a complete album. It flows. The track placement is well thought out. It's Aerosmith not drugged out of their minds, and at an all-time high in creativity.
Yeah. Yeah. And popularity.
Yeah, I mean they're coming off of Permanent Vacation. The next album does pretty
He's
well
Got a
too.
Gun was everywhere. Love in an Elevator was everywhere.
Yeah, I mean,
So if Permanent Vacation was like their return to like popularity, like how big were they? Permanent Vacation, Pump, like how big were they? Like
They were
top
like
10, top
like
20? I mean,
oh yeah, they were like Taylor Swift big.
really?
Yeah, I mean they weren't quite Michael Jackson big, but they were Van Halen big. They were Motley Crue big. They were Kiss big.
Okay.
They were Bryan Adams big.
especially for a band from the 70s. If you look at like the late
Yeah.
80s, early 90s, what were any other bands from the 70s really doing? I mean, the Rolling Stones were kind of struggling until Voodoo Lounge put them back on the map.
Well,
Didn't
Steel
Queen
Wheels
have a
did pretty
little
good.
bit of like
yeah,
a 80?
Still Wheels. That was 89 too.
Steel
wasn't
Wheels
it?
in '89 did do really well.
And Queen had like an 84 come back a little bit between, was it Earth Aid or Live Aid
Yeah,
and Freddie Mercury
yeah.
dying. But they got some singles on the radio. They kind of had like a revival in the mid 80s. I mean,
Well,
historically,
yeah,
I
but they
wasn't
weren't
there.
putting out. I mean, Queen came back. Wayne's World soundtrack, like Queen got back on the radio, and Aerosmith was right there with the whole Wayne's World thing.
Yeah, yeah, yep.
That was perfect for me too because I don't
Andy is
remember
on
when Wayne's World
Doctor
came out. What year did Wayne's World come out? The movie.
92.
Yeah,
So I guess I was
91.
10. I was 9 or 10, and I was fresh into Aerosmith. Get a Grip just blew me away. And then I guess Wayne's World 2 is what had Aerosmith as the main band in it, right?
were they in
I mean,
one
you
or
know,
two?
I'm pretty sure
I
it was
just
the second
remember him
one.
on the TV show.
Yeah, I mean they were on The Simpsons at this point, or not by Pump, but
Yeah,
here in that cycle.
yeah.
And, they were pretty big at the time.
They were bigger than Don Henley.
Yeah. Were they bigger than Clapton?
Ooh, in
In
'89.
the 80s? Wasn't that around the time that the whole tragedy happened with Eric Clapton and his son?
Well, that's early '90s. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
All right. Well, up next.
yeah. What a time to be alive.
Yeah, can't beat the 80s and 90s. Up next, Get a Grip. I got some stories to tell on this one. This was my first studio album that I owned, so sounds like it was probably Brian's too. So should be good. Stick around for that. For those people out there that weren't born in '93, you might learn something.
That's me.
All right. Yeah, like, subscribe, check out our Patreon. Shout out to our Patreon members. Check out our Discord. We like to bullshit. Show our record collections. Discog links down below. That's it. Be safe and make good decisions. That's all she wrote.